And we are live once again. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday Westside Wellbeing session with myself, Jamie. So today we're going to be doing another Tabata session. So what we're going to do here is ultimately we're going to go through 10 rounds. We're going to do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And ultimately what we're going to do is do sets of one exercise. So we'll do 3 sets of one exercise and then we'll move on to the next exercise. So I'll make sure that I set my timer up once we get going. But to start with, let's just do a little bit of a warm up. I'm going to bring my mat a little bit further back so you can see me. So to start with, let's just loosen up. Get the blood flowing through the muscles, loosen up a little bit. So first one I want you to do is we're going to take a nice wide stance. Well, I say wide stance, just outside shoulder width apart. And then from there, all I want you to do is keep the feet nice and parallel. And we're just going to drop down one side, come back up, and to the other. So we're just bending through one knee and then straighten out through that other leg, just so we can start to mobilize through the hips. And again, stretch out through those adductors, running down the inside of the thighs. Good, we'll keep that there for a few more repetitions on each side. Nice and steady, nice and controlled. And we're going to go for 3, for 2, and for 1. Lovely stuff, everyone. So from here, we're going to go into the hamstrings. I'm going to turn the side on from here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your right foot 1 step forward. Then you're going to bend through that left knee, placing the hands on the left thigh, and then just stretching out through that hamstring. Good, just focusing on that breath. Nice big inhales, nice big exhales, trying to keep the back nice and flat and straight. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely stuff. We'll take it to the other side. So I'll stay on this side so you can see. So we're going to take the left foot forward a touch. You're going to bend through that right leg this time. Place the hands on the right thigh. And just to allow yourself to start to feel that stretch down the back of that hamstring. And we'll hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Well, nice. So we're going to go into the quadriceps here. So feel free to test that balance, or either take hold of the wall, a chair, person if you've got a colleague or someone next to you doing this workout. We're just going to lift that right leg just so we can start to slowly pull that heel in towards that glute. So we're stretching down through that hip flexor and then down into that quadricep muscle. Good. We're going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely stuff. We'll release that leg. Take a moment, and then we're going to bring the left leg up, taking that heel in towards that glute on that left hand side. Again, just find your balance. So you have to take your hand out to the side. Again, lean into the wall. Make sure you're up nice and straight. I had to lean over a little bit. Hand out there, hand over the head, hand on the head, hand on the hip, wherever you feel most comfortable, where you can find that nice sense of balance. And we're going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And slowly release that leg. Lovely stuff. Give the legs a little shake. Trying to shake into those hamstrings a touch. From there, we're going to take the right arm across the body and just start to squeeze in just above that elbow into the base of that tricep. So we're really stretching out through the outside of the shoulder here. Yes, and we'll hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the arms, give it a little bit of a swing. And then we'll take the left hand again across the body, just squeezing just behind the elbow into the base of that tricep. Feel free to use the hand. Good. And we'll hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We'll release that. Give the arms a little bit of shake. So from here, we're going to take one hand up and down into the center line of the back. And then just take the left hand and just start to squeeze behind the elbow again, Just extending through that tricep. Again, don't allow the head to drop. Trying to lift the head nice and straight. So that back's nice and straight. And use that just to push against that forearm. And we're going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. So we'll swing that out for a moment. And then we're going to take the left arm up behind that head. Try and bring that hand into the center line of that body, or as close as you can. And then just start to pull in behind the elbow with that right hand. And again, keeping that head nice and tall. So our spine's nice and straight. Good. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Good. From here, all I want to do is we're just going to rotate through the neck. Really trying to loosen up into the top of those shoulders, into that neck. Good. We'll take it back the opposite way. For 3, 2, and 1. Lovely stuff. So from there, we're just going to rotate into the hips. So feet just outside shoulder width apart. And you want to make nice circles with those hips. Really trying to loosen up through that midriff. Good, lovely stuff. Feel free to place the hands on the hips. Or again, you can just have them down by your side. Or even take it behind your back. Good, nice. We'll go for 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Then we'll take that rotation in that opposite direction. So again, hands behind the back or in front of you. Or by all means, place it onto the hips and just get that full rotation all the way around. And we'll go for 3, or 2, and for 1. Lovely stuff. Give the arm a little shake, give the legs a little shake. Take a little bit of water on board if you wish to. And I'm going to set the timer. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to set it to 12 rounds. So we're going to do 3 sets of 4 exercises, and then we'll take a moment and then we'll move on. So I'll set my timer in a moment, but the first one we're going to get into the legs. So from here, all I want you to do is take a nice wide stance just outside shoulder width apart, and we're just going to go into some squat floor touches. So we'll set the timer, and in 3, 2, and 1, let's go. So just slowly start to work your way down, trying to get those fingertips to touch the floor, pivoting at the hips so the back is staying nice and straight. Lovely stuff. Again, just find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. There's no rush here. We're going to do 3 sets of this exercise, and we've got plenty more exercises to go. Good, lovely stuff. 1 more repetition for 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Nice. We're in. We're going to take 30 seconds, and then we're going to jump back into the second set of our squat floor touches. So just make sure you've got some water close by today. It's a little bit gloomy outside, but also what that means is it's quite humid out there. So we're going to work up a bit of a sweat today. We need to make sure we stay nice and hydrated. We'll set ourselves 5 seconds till we go into our second set. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Good. So again, just try and keep that back nice and straight. Try and get all that movement through those hips. We're really working into the quadriceps here. Engaging through the hamstrings at the same time. And engaging through the glutes as we come up to the top of that movement. By all means, if you can't quite take it all the way down to the floor, just find that range for 3, 2, and 1. Lovely stuff. Nice. So the legs should start to feel nice and warm now. Start to feel a little bit of a burn as you work through those repetitions. So we're going to take a moment. We've got just over 15 seconds, and we'll go into our third set before we move on. So, nice big inhale, nice big exhale. We're going to set ourselves, and in 3, 2, and 1, let's go. So, again, find that rhythm, find that tempo. See if you can take it a little bit lower to the ground. By all means, if you want to close the fists, so you can just get a little bit more depth into that movement, no problem at all. And same if you can't quite take it down to the ground, just find that range. Just so you start to feel the emphasis through the quads, engaging through the hamstrings and glutes. 2 more repetitions for 3, 2, and 1. Good work, everyone. Nice. We'll take 30 seconds and we're going to move on to our second exercise. So here, our second exercise, what we're going to do is I'm going to bring it down to the knees. This way just means we can really engage that core and engage those glutes at the same time. From here, we're just going to go into an overhead shoulder press. So imagine you're holding a set of very heavy dumbbells. So 3, 2, and 1. Keep those fists nice and clenched. And just start to take those hands up and overhead. Try and drop those elbows right into that back. So we're working through the lat muscles in the back, up into those shoulders. Again, you'll probably start to feel a little burn through the top of the shoulders, into the trap muscles, and again, maybe into the front delts as well. Keep it there, a few more repetitions for 3, 2, and 1. Good, take a moment, we're going to keep it here. By all means, if you want to sit back onto the heels, just to take the tension off the torso for a moment, or even stand up, that's no problem at all. Good, so we'll keep it there. We've got just 15 seconds. I'm going to make my way back up. And we're going to set ourselves. We've got just under 10 seconds. So bring those hands up to shoulder height, just next to the head. Tuck the elbows into the back. And in 3, 2, and 1. We go into our second set. So just really extending all the way through that full vertical range of motion. Squeezing those elbows into the back. Yeah, good control, everyone. Nice. We're trying to release some of that tension through the shoulders. If we've been sat at a desk all day, probably start to feel that burn. A few more repetitions. And in 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Good. So you might start to feel on the outside of the shoulder, top of the shoulder, right into that trap, possibly into the front delt as well. So from here, feel free to sit back on the heels for a moment. By all means, feel free to bring your hands onto the floor just so you're having a nice rest while we get ready for our third set. Just under 10 seconds, focus back in on that breath. Then we'll come back up, 5 seconds, and in 3, 2, and 1, let's go. Tucking those elbows right into that back, pressing up and overhead. Good, nice, let's keep that there, our last set on this movement. Really strong work, everyone, nice. Let's keep that there, a few more reps. Good, and we're gonna go for 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Good, 30 seconds, we're gonna move into our third movement here. So what we're gonna do this time, we're gonna take it right to the ground, and we're gonna go onto our backs. From here, we're going to start to mobilize through the torso, really start to activate those oblique muscles that run down the side of our torso. So we'll bring our feet up onto the ground. So we're going to lift our chin into the chest. Arms are going to go nice and tight by the side, and just going to slide from side to side. Taking that hand down towards the heel. Again, making sure you're keeping the arms nice and tight to the torso, and all that movement's coming through the top of the torso, through that rib cage, really working into those oblique muscles. Good, a few more repetitions on each side. And in 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Nice, we're going to take 30 seconds. Feel free to take the legs out nice and straight. Rest the hands down by the side or above the head, just so you're getting a little bit of rest. Taking the tension out of the full body. For me, I'm going to slowly bring my feet back up into that starting position. I'm going to take my hands down by my side, and I'm going to lift my chin into my chest, and in 3, 2, and 1, let's go into our second set. Again, really trying to lift that chin into that chest to the top of our back, and our shoulders are off the ground. So we're really working into these oblique muscles through that torso. That really helps support and protect the rib cage, but also great for building strength and stability through that midriff. Good. 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Nice. We're going to move into our third set. Just focus back in on that breath for a moment. Some nice big inhales. Nice big exhales. Good. And from there, if your legs are out nice and straight, bring them back into that starting position. I'm going to lift my chin into the chest. I'm going to take my arms by my side and in 3, 2, and 1. Into our third set. Let's go. Just working it from side to side. Good. Again, like everything, find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for yourself. Excellent work, everyone. Nice, moving towards 10 seconds. A few more repetitions on each side. And we're going to go for 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Good. So the fourth exercise of this first round is we're going to bring it back up onto the ground. And from here, we're going to go into alternate lunges. So, depending on which side you like to start, you can either take the right foot forward first or the left foot forward. We're going to take 10 seconds. We'll set ourselves. And in 3, 2, and 1, we're going to lunge it out, take it down, bring it back up, and take the opposite leg out to make that the leading leg on that back foot. Try and come up onto those tiptoes so you're really getting that full range of movement through the legs. Good, and we're balancing out, working through both sides. 10 seconds, 1 to 2 more reps on each side. Good, and in 3, 2, and 1, and rest, take a moment. So from there, I'm going to take a little bit of water on board. "20 seconds, no rush." And again, as always, if anyone has any questions or comments, pop them into the chat box and I'll do my best to either type back or verbally respond. 10 seconds, so we're going to set ourselves. Nice big inhale, nice big exhale, and 3, 2, and 1, let's go. This time I'm going to start on the opposite leg as my front foot. I like to place my hands on my hips, just helps me keep nice and balanced. And again, make sure I'm keeping that back nice and straight. And all that movement is coming through my hips, down into my legs. Good, less than 10 seconds. A few more repetitions. Good, and in 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Good, 2 sets down, 1 set to go. So we'll take our time. Nice big inhale, nice big exhale. Heart rate's probably starting to increase now, so let's just keep that there. Oh, we lovely stuff. Moving towards 10 seconds. Whew. Nice big inhale, nice big exhale. We'll set ourselves this time. We'll go right leg forward first. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Nice, good work, everyone. Again, make sure you're trying to keep nice and controlled, nice and steady, working on that balance. But at the same time, if you want to increase that speed, by all means, feel free to go for it. If you need to slow it down a touch at the same time, no problem at all. A few more repetitions, almost there. Last one, in 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Good work, everyone. Nice, round 1 complete. So we're going to take probably about 45 seconds here, just to allow that heart rate to drop a little bit, catch our breath for a moment, and we're going to go back into round 2. And take a bit more water on board. Good, nice. Take our time, there's no rush. So from there, we're going to come back up and we're going to go into the legs again. So let me set the timer. So what we're going to do on this one, I'm going to go into a nice wide stance. Point the feet out 45-degree angles. So I'm going to go into something called a sumo squat. From there, you're going to keep the hands in front of you and you start to lower down. So we're really working into the base of the back, into the glutes, into the quads still, into the hamstring still, but developing through those adductor muscles that run down the inside of our thighs. That tends to be an area a lot of people get a lot of strain and a lot of injuries. They tend to think it's the hamstring, but if it's right on the inside, just on the back of that inside thigh, tends to be the adductor. So 5 seconds, we'll set ourselves. And in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. So just find that range. As you start to work through the repetitions, you might be able to take it a little bit lower. Again, as long as you're bringing the hips down towards that knee line, you're getting some really good range of movement through there. Nice, let's keep that going. Might feel slightly unusual if you haven't done these before, but really great exercise for building on that stability and strength. And rest, go, bring that stance in for a moment, take your time. 2 more sets to go. Do my pockets up, get away a little bit. Lovely stuff, moving, well, just under 15 seconds, moving towards 10 seconds. So what we're going to slowly do is start to open up that stance again. Feet pointing out at 45-degree angles. I'm going to bring my hands in front of me. And in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. So we're just finding that range. Again, feel free to pull your trousers up to the thighs a little bit, just to make sure you've got a full range of movement through those legs, or in this nice wide sumo stance. Yeah, moving towards 10 seconds, probably 3 or 4 more repetitions. And in 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Yeah, let's bring that stance back in. Take a moment. 1 more set to go. Good, strong work, everyone. Like me, you can tell my heart rate's increased. Starting to feel a little bit sweaty. Starting to feel that burn. Again, just releasing some of the stress and tension through the body. We're all collecting throughout the day, whether we're at a desk or in a completely different setting. Sometimes it's nice just to switch off, remove that stress and tension. Nice wide stance, 3rd set, feet at 45-degree angles, hands out in front of you. And let's go, last round. Last set, I should say. Good, nice. Let's keep that there. Really opening up through those hips. So we're working into the hip flexors, the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, and the adductors. Good, nice. And as we drive those hips forward at the end, really starting to engage through the base of that core. 1 more rep, and rest. Nice, good work, everyone. So from there, we're going to take it back into the upper body. So we're going to bring it down to the ground, and we're going to go into the classic and famous push-up. From here, we're going to do just outside shoulder width apart. And from there, you can either go into that full plank position, or if you want to, bring it to the knees. Just make sure your torso is nice and long. So you've got a nice straight line from those knees up to the shoulders. Hips are sat nice and low. Good. And again, with this, find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. Just starting to work into those chest muscles, into the triceps, down the back of the arms. Good. And building strength through the elbow and the wrist joints. Last repetition. And rest. Nice. Take a moment. 1 set down, 2 sets to go. 20 seconds, there's no rush. You can either sit back on the heels. Again, feel free to bring it onto all fours, just so you're releasing the tension through the whole body. Or stand up, sit down, wherever you feel comfortable. So, 7 seconds, we're moving towards that 2nd set. So I'm going to walk my hands back out. I'm going to go with the knees again. Feet are lifted. Nice long line between the knees, all the way up to the shoulders. My hips are nice and flush through that line of the body. Yeah, I'm going to shuffle forward just a touch. Yeah, on this 2nd set, this is where it really starts to kick in. You really start to feel it through those chest muscles. Good, let's keep that there. Few more repetitions. 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Good, lovely stuff. Got one more set. Turns out I'm just going to stand up for a moment, release the tension from the knees and the elbows. Shake everything off if you wish to. Give the legs a little shake, arms a little shake. 15 seconds. So, I'm going to slowly make my way back down. We're going into our third set. So 7 seconds, I'm going to walk my hands out just outside shoulder width apart. On the knees, I'm going to pitch myself forward and into that press motion. Again, this third set, this is where it's really going to kick in. You really feel it through the chest, through the triceps in the back of the arm. Good, let's keep that there. So work, everyone. Moving towards 10 seconds. Few more repetitions. And in. 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Good work, everyone. Nice. Take a little bit of water on board if you need to. So from here, what we're going to do is go back into the core. So we're going to take it back onto our backs. And for this next one, what we're going to do is we're going to take the hands all the way behind the head. Shuffle myself down a bit. You're going to bring the hands onto the thighs, and from there, you're going to slide the thighs up to the top of the knees. Just feeling that contraction through the abdominal muscles. And then as we take the hands back behind us, stretching out through that stomach wall. You don't need to lift your whole torso here. And really keeping that contraction into those abdominal muscles. Nice small movements. And open up through that stomach wall. The last repetition. And breathe, lovely stuff. Take a moment, 1 set down, 2 sets to go. So again, feel free to keep it down on the ground. Take a moment. Feel free to stretch those legs out in front of you if you wish to. Arms out to the side, wherever you need to be. I'm going to bring myself back into that start position. 10 seconds, let me move this and set the pace to see for the next round. 5 seconds, and in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go, bring the hands up to the thighs, squeeze up to those abdominal muscles, and then just slide those hands up towards the top of the knees. Good, nice, good work, everyone. Let's keep that there. Few more repetitions, less than 10 seconds, maybe 2 more reps. Good, and in 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Nice. 2 down, 1 to go. Again, focus back in on that breath, allowing you to take back control of that heart rate. Keeping it there. Moving towards 10 seconds. So bring yourself back into that set position. If you're not already in it, I'm going to take my hands back behind my head. And in 3, 2, and 1, into that third set. Again, squeezing through those abdominal muscles as we slide our hands up towards the top of the knees. Good, strong work, everyone. Let's keep that going. Few more reps, probably 4 to 5 more repetitions. Good, and 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Lovely stuff, everyone. Nice. Let's keep that there. So, our fourth exercise that we're going to in this round is we're going to go into a little bit of mobility into the hips and start to utilize into the base of that core. So what we're going to do is going to take the legs out nice and straight, and then move myself up the mat a little bit so I'm out of the way. And you're just going to lift your legs up to 90 and lower them back down. Take the hands out by the side, lift the legs up and back down. See if you can keep your feet or your heels off the floor as you go through this motion. If you need to bring them back onto the floor to reset and lift again, no problem at all. You're still going to feel that contraction But it just takes the tension off the lower back and off the lower core just for a moment. If you want to elevate this, lift the chin into the chest and rest. Nice. 2 more sets to go. So really putting a lot of focus on the base of the core in this movement. Before we were hitting the upper core, now we're taking it to the lower core. Few more seconds. Moving towards 10 seconds. So I'm going to take my feet straight out in front of me. Hands are going to be by the side. And again, if you want to lift your chin into your chest here, just to get that full contraction through those abdominal muscles. Really apply some pressure through the hands into the floor so you can keep it nice and stable, but it helps transition that power all the way through the body. Good, nice, moving towards 10 seconds. A few more repetitions. Good, 1 to 2 more, and in 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Good. That core should really start to feel that burn now. Now we've done 2 exercises in a row, focused in on that core area. So we're going to take our time, no rush, focus back in on that breath. We've got like a good 15 seconds, just less than that. Good. Nice inhale. Nice big exhale. I'm going to set myself, hands are going to come down by the side, legs are going to go out straight. Lift that chin into that chest. And again, just start to lift those feet up and back down to vertical 90, back down to horizontal. And again, if you need to rest your head onto the ground, heels onto the ground for a moment, no problem at all. There's a lot of pressure going through the base of the core here. Putting a lot of emphasis into that one area. So if you need to take a moment and pause between each rep, feel free to do so. And rest. Good, lovely stuff. So you guys feel free to keep it down on the ground for a moment. We're going to take 45 seconds or so, just so we can catch our breath a moment. Let that tension release through the body. Again, take a little bit of water on board. We're going to go into our third and final set here. We're going to go through 4 more repetitions, 4 more movements. 3 sets. Good, strong work everyone, lovely stuff. Less than 15 minutes to go, probably close to 12 minutes. So the next movement we're going to go into, we're really going to try and work on that balance. So what I want you to do is, because we're going to do 3 sets here, and you'll have one leg that's going to be the primary leg. So what I could do is just choose your weaker leg, and that's the leg you're going to do 2 sets on. See if we can really work into that balance and control. So for me, my right leg is weaker than my left, so I'm going to do 2 sets on that right leg. Ultimately, what we're going to do here is right leg's going to stay nice and strong. Left leg is going to go just back straight behind us, and the right hand's going to come to the floor, and I'm going to drive that knee up at the end. I'm going to take it all the way back down, come back up, drive that knee through at the end. So we'll set ourselves. I'll put a little timer on. 5 seconds. And in 3, 2, and 1. So we're just hinging forward at the hips. Taking that leg all the way back, trying to reach the floor if we can with the opposite hand. And then as we come through, driving up through that knee. Good. You find with this one, we're really working on that flexibility through the hips, stability and balance through the leg, and the strength through that leg as well. So there's a lot going on. 3, 2, and 1. Right, as you see, I lost my balance then. So now we're going to go onto the stronger leg for that second set. We've got 20 seconds, there's no rush. Focusing on that breath. Again, same thing here, but on the opposite side. So left leg for me is going to be my strength leg. My right leg is going to be the leg that hinges backwards and forwards, and my left hand is going to be what comes down to the ground. In 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm going to drive that knee through at the end. Take it a little back, and drive through, and shuffle myself forward a little bit. Thought that might happen. Good. Nice and steady. Nice and controlled. And again, this might help identify if you thought your right leg was actually your weaker leg, but it turns out that's not the case. No problem at all. All I want you to do for the second set, third set, is work on that weaker leg again. So for me, I already know it's my right, so I'm going to take it back to the right leg. Good, strong work, everyone. Moving towards 15 seconds. Oh, we lovely stuff. 10 minutes to go. Really strong work, everyone. Let's keep that there. So I'm going to set myself. My right leg is going to be my dominant standing leg. Left leg's going to go back. Right hand's going to go towards the floor. And let's go. Third set. And I come through. I'm going to drive that knee up. Take it all the way back. Drive the knee. Good. So from here, you might find that your foot starts to shuffle around a little bit. Really try to compensate and find that balance point. Start to burn, less than 10 seconds. Let's keep it there. A few more repetitions. Good. 5, and in 3, 2, and 1. Good work, everyone. So from here, we're going to take it back into the upper body again. This time, what we're going to do is come down onto the knees. Again, it's a really good way to engage our glutes. Glutes is where the core starts from. It comes from the glutes up to the hips and then into that torso. And from here, we're going to go into a curl and press this time. So I'm going to do clench those fists nice and tight. We're going to curl into the biceps, drive up overhead into the shoulders. So palms come in, rotate, palms go out. And again, just find a rhythm, find a tempo that works for you. The tighter you can clench those fists, the more contracted those muscles are going to be. You're really working into those arms, into those shoulders. And again, make sure that you're really engaging those glutes for me as well. So building into that core strength. And rest. Good. Feel free to bring it onto all fours. Take a moment or sit back onto the heels. And we've got 2 more sets to go. Feel free to take a little bit of water on board if you wish to. I'm going to slowly bring myself back up and set myself. We've got plenty of time, just over 10 seconds. Good, 5 seconds. Let's set ourselves, clench those fists nice and tight. And 3, 2, and 1. Curl into that bicep. Squeeze up and overhead. Getting that full rotation through the shoulders. So again, we curl up, palms come in, we rotate, palms come out. Good, keep those glutes nice and engaged. Lovely stuff. If your glutes start to wear out a little bit, all you need to do is release your glutes and then just think about pulling your belly button in. So we're really engaging through the base of that core as well. Good, 1 to 2 more repetitions and rest. Good work, we've got 1 more set to go. And take a little bit more water on board. Good, moving towards 15 seconds, so plenty of time. Nice, 10 seconds. Let's set ourselves. Again, let's bring ourselves up onto our knees. Keep those glutes engaged, or if you wish to, pull that belly button in towards those hips, so you're really engaging through the base of that core. Good, squeeze those palms nice and tight. Curl up into those biceps. Press up overhead, palms come in as we curl, we rotate through the shoulders, palms go out, and we reset on the way back down. Yeah, nice, we've probably got 6 or 7 repetitions left. Yeah, moving towards the last few repetitions. And in 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Yeah, lovely stuff, everyone. So, from there, we're going to take it back into the legs again before we go into the core. So this time, what we're going to do is we're just going to go into some calf raises. Again, nice and steady, nice and controlled. We've got less than 10 seconds. Good. If you want to elevate this touch, take those hands on top of that head, just so we're adding a little bit more weight onto the top of the body. And just squeeze up onto those tiptoes, really engaging those calves, mobilizing through those ankle joints, strengthening to those ligament and tendons into the ankle, as well as putting some blood into the calf muscles, where a lot of people tend to get a lot of cramp when it comes to being sat at a desk for a long period of time. Good, a few more reps, 3, 2, and 1, and rest, good. 2 more sets. Almost there, strong work everyone. Let me just double check the time. Where are we? Go, 5 minutes to go. So we're going to go through these last few movements, have a little bit of a stretch, and we'll all be done for today's lunchtime Westside Wellbeing workout. So I'm going to take my hands on top of my head. Again, just puts a little bit more weight distribution into the top of the torso. 3, 2, and 1. Go squeeze up onto those tiptoes, trying to get as much height as you can. So you're getting that full range of movement through the ankles, and really engaging through the whole calf, through the 2 or 3 different size muscle groups that we do have within those calves, depending on how you break them down. Good, let's keep that there. A few more repetitions. 1 to 2 more reps. 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Good, 1 more set to go. Nice big inhale, nice big exhale. 1 last rep. And then we're going to move on to our final exercise, which is going to be a core focused movement. But first, let's finish up the first set of these calf raises, less than 10 seconds. So we're going to set ourselves and in. Take the hands on top of the head if you want a little bit heavy. And we're going to go squeeze all the way through that movement. Again, allow the heels to drop to the floor. Again, if you ever do this in your own time, or when you follow this workout another time, if you have a few books or something that you can just elevate yourself a little bit, so you can really expand through the back of the heel. So you're getting that full range of movement through the ligaments and tendons, not just through the ankle, but through the back of the calf and the heel. The last rep, and rest. Good work, everyone, 30 seconds. And for the final exercise, we're going to bring it back down to the ground, and we're going to go into one of my favorites. Again, if you're here, let me just feel free to shake off those calves a little bit. You might have a little bit of tension. Roll those ankles around in a circle. Take it back the other way. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to go into a nice, steady, controlled cycle crunch. We're going to take the hands behind the head, and we're just going to bring the opposing elbow into that opposing knee. Nice and steady, nice and controlled. Try and take those elbows out as wide as you can as you bring the other elbow in towards that knee. Good, this one's a little bit of a killer. You're going to feel it. You're going to finish strong. 5 seconds. Last rep. 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Good. 2 more sets of those. We put a lot of emphasis on the core this second half of the session. Really making sure that we're attacking through the abdominal muscles, through the stomach walls, through the obliques, right into the transverse abdominals, into the base of that core, just from the belly button down. And utilizing our glutes as well, we're going to set ourselves. We've got 5 seconds. We're going to lift the chin to the chest, fingers behind the head, legs out straight, and right elbow into left knee. Left elbow into right knee. Try and keep this nice and steady, nice and controlled. The more control you have through this movement, the more contraction you have through the abdominal muscles. So we're really working into that core. Good, less than 10 seconds. 3 to 4 more repetitions. And in 3, 2, and 1. And rest. Nice work, everyone. 1 more set to go. Let's keep that there. Last exercise. And we'll be done for today's Westside Wellbeing. Strong work, everyone. Stick with me. 30 seconds left of work to go. Yeah, we're moving towards 10 seconds. I'm going to take the hands behind the head. I'm going to take my feet out in front of me. I'm going to lift the heels off the ground. And in 3, 2, and 1. into our last set. Nice, good. Keep that there. Probably feeling this third set already. Really what we're after, really working across that stomach wall, into those abdominal muscles, through those obliques, into the base of that core, that transverse abdominal area as we take the legs out. A few more reps. 5, and in 3, 2, and 1, and rest. And feel free to take a little bit of water on board. And you are done. Great work, everyone. Fantastic effort today. Covered a lot of the body. We've gone from legs to upper body into that core. Built up a little bit of a sweat, increase that heart rate, release a little bit of the stress and tension for the day. So, excellent work, everyone. If you didn't get to join us live, no worries at all. This will go straight onto the channel. We'll be public soon, and we'll be back next week for our next Wednesday Westside Wellbeing. Have a good day, everyone. Catch you soon.